Hello, Les.
Hello.
Yes. So can you introduce yourself to us?
My name is Les Nordhauser.
That's
What would you like to know?
Maybe your past work, what.
I'm currently managing director of Greenlight Films here in Thailand. I worked in LA for 20 years in a variety of positions on a variety of productions, pretty much on almost every genre of television and feature films, live events as well. I've been teaching film for a while as well, and then I came to Asia about 11 years ago as a TV executive. I did that for a few years, then produced a feature, and I've been a local producer on a multitude of TV shows that come in from out. What we do is production services, so I'm usually the local producer on a lot of them.
Okay. So since our master class is about producing, I just want to ask you, so what is the most important thing about producing?
Patience. The most important thing about producing, it varies. There are a lot of things involved in producing, and patience, I'm not kidding, but there's also passion and using your resources and the ability to think outside the box, and knowing that there's not one set of rules that makes it all work. Every project is different, the way you do things is different, and you have to just approach each project as an individual project. Learn from what you've done before, but keep going and keep an open mind and keep an open heart and just keep working.
Okay, so since you've been in this business for so long, I just want to know, like, what you wish you'd known when you started out in, producing and everything.
I think that if when I first started in this business, I knew the things that I know now, I might have gone in different directions earlier on. Not just about producing. I mean, you get in this business and a lot of things get offered to you early on. And one of the things that's really important is to, again, be open-minded, have a good attitude, be willing to do anything, be willing to try anything, have a goal. But don't just do things related to that goal. Do everything, because every little bit you learn from every department, even in front of the camera, every bit you learn is going to help you to grow toward that goal.
So what are your recommendations for people who want to step into becoming a producer or going into film business?
I think it's important to study to get the basics. I think it's important to do as many internships as you can. Don't be concerned if you can avoid it. Don't be concerned about money at the beginning. Be concerned about learning. Don't be that specific that, sorry, I don't do that. Do anything. One of the things that's helped me, and I've said this many times before, is I've worked in most departments on a crew, which doesn't make me great at all of them, but it makes me understand them all a little bit better. And I think, what you need to do is set a strong base. Again, if you know the goal early on, great, keep your eye on the goal. Do as much as you can. Study, intern, take any position on any show that you can, so that you kind of understand the workings of all of it, with your eye keeping on the goal, and just keep narrowing it down, narrowing it down, narrowing it down until you're going there.
Okay, so as we know, film business is about networking. So can you talk a little bit about how you're going to do that? Where would you go for networking, or things like that?
Networking is different in different places. If you're just starting out in the business in Thailand, I think networking places might be, there's an organization called Creative Ministry. You can find them on Facebook. They have events, I think, quarterly at this point. There is the Foreign Correspondents Club of Thailand, which is actually not a bad place to connect with people internationally. There's a club in town called the Fres Green Club that's sort of a pub that plays movies and is really film-oriented. Those are good places to network. Anytime there's events, I go to things all the time that I'm invited to. It might be a screening, it might be anything. Those are things to do here. As you get a a little bit more global. There are organizations that are Pan-Asia. There are organizations that are, let's say, American, if you're going into Hollywood. I go to a lot of television and film markets at this level. You wouldn't do that right at the beginning, but that's where I do a lot of my networking. Because I go into a market in Cannes, for instance, at MIPCOM or MIPTV or the Hong Kong Film Mart or the American Film Mart or any of those places, and you're running into people all over the world that are coming in with the same mindset you've got, that do similar things or things related to what you do. That's massive networking. I go into one of those events and I come out with hundreds of business cards and people that I connect with that I either haven't seen for a while or I'm meeting for the first time. It's great networking.
Okay, so can you tell us about the trend that's going on both in film and in TV?
Trends in what way?
In like what is going to be the big, big thing on TV or, big thing in theater, since, we're starting out and we want to know like where should we head?
And the honest truth is I have no idea, and I don't think anybody has any idea. What's the next thing? I don't know. I can tell you this, if you're trying to get into the business, make sure you have a solid CV or resume. Make sure you carry a business card even if it says nothing other than film production, and your phone number and email. Make sure you get out and meet as many people as you can. Make sure you learn as many languages as you can. Make sure you learn as much computer software as you can. All of those things are the most important things when you're starting in this business at this point in time, from my perspective. Then if you add on that you know lots of equipment, camera equipment and sound gear. One of the things that SAE does that I think it does more than a lot of other places is it teaches you're in here for a year or whatever it is, and you can come out and you can shoot and you can do sound and you can edit and things like that. A lot of places you can't. And I think that's important. But you need to know the computer stuff. You need to have languages. You need to have people skills. And you need to get rid of any ego you have. Your ego is going to kill you.
Okay, so last question. Since you've since you've been here a couple of times, right, for masterclass.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your impression of maybe SAE and the students and everything?
What I like about it is what I said first is, it's a lot of hands-on technique, which is great. I also like the international aspect of it. I think in both cases that happens here more than a lot of other places here. And it's no longer a Thai industry or a Hollywood industry or a Bollywood industry. It's a global industry. And I think people need to be open to what's out there. I mean, there's so many avenues that you can put out your material, whether it's on the internet or all these other resources or traditional sources, and there's so many ways you can create stuff. I mean, like I said in the class, I mean, get an iPad, you can go shoot a movie. So I think people really need to sort of be open to all the possibilities. There are a lot more possibilities than there ever have been before.
Okay, so any last word for a new filmmaker out there that,
Be persistent, don't be discouraged, develop a thick skin. If somebody knocks you down, get up and try more. And always keep a good attitude, because your attitude will either move you forward or hold you back. There's no in between. If you're willing to do anything and you're always smiling about it, people are going to want to have you around. If you're always grumpy and why am I doing this, then nobody's going to want to have you around. And it's as simple as that.
Okay, thank you so much, Les, for
Sure.
this masterclass and also this interview.
My pleasure.